Hey! Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It's Wednesday, which means it's time for Boob Tube. And of course, it's not Boob Tube without my beautiful co-host, Casey Carter, and desirable Desiree Bottom. Hello, ladies.
Hey, I was literally trying to adjust my top because it looked weird on the screen when I realized I still had a sticker. It's the first time I'm wearing this top. Should probably check for those things.
Casey is in fact having a very
Weird.
special evening.
Very, very stranger things kind of moment.
Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. Hold on, we're gonna get more stable. I needed to give some height to my camera, and so I grabbed my stand. But what a week, man!
Yeah.
What a week!
Yeah.
I just don't want to hear nothing else about Mr. Orange Man getting in the ear.
Yeah.
We don't even have to talk about it. We don't need, because it takes me down a rabbit hole. So.
Yeah, let's not even go there. But in lieu, I bought.
Oh, those are cute.
Aren't they cute?
I like the color a lot.
Isn't that pretty? I was in New York I went to drop off some merch to a client, and there was a rainbow that is closing down, and so these were 99 cents.
See, that's like the $2 dress I bought from Forever 21. I was literally online. This was when I was in Vegas. I was online. Oh, I like the daisy. And the girl rang up the dress and said, "Oh, it is $2." I was like, "Wait, what? $2?" So I literally ran from the register to the far side of the store to grab more. The sad thing is I had already picked up, it came in 2 colors. I had already picked up the 2 colors. And when I ran back to see if they had more colors, they didn't. I still grabbed 2 more dresses though. I'm like, $2? Come on now. You can't have too many tank dresses, especially at $2.
Facts.
So yeah, you got to grab them deals.
You sure do. This heat, though.
Oh.
What about this heat?
What about this heat? Listen, when I was in Las Vegas, right, it was 104 on one day, 107, I think, on another day. Why do I feel like I'm back in Vegas plus humidity? Like, it's insane. Yesterday, our high temperature in my part of Atlanta was 92 degrees. The heat index took it to 100. The heat index increased the temperature 8 degrees. How insane is that? Crazy.
Oh, it's supposed to rain tonight. It was 97 degrees before the heat index today. 103 with the heat index, and the BG&E, my electric company, decided, let's have a little 2-hour power outage. What?
Girl, how about my sister works in the Empire State Building? They turned off the AC. Her job was like, why don't y'all go home? Okay, y'all go on ahead and go home. I'm like,
well, my job sent me home because I work from home, and so where was I gonna go? So I did go outside, and it started raining, so it felt very good, and I was like, okay, well, that'll work. So what's going on with you, Desiree? How's your mom doing?
Floods here everywhere. My mom's doing better though. She got her
Okay.
surgery done. Yep. So on the path to healing.
Yes.
Yay!
That's what
And
we
so
like
we
to
got it.
hear.
We have sound effects.
Oh, we do. Hold on. I keep forgetting about the sound effects. Hold on, y'all. We don't have to clap. We can get people to clap for us.
Right. That's what we pay them for.
That's what we pay them for sure.
Yes.
So, so when's the next episode of Power? Is this the last one until
September.
September?
No, September. Girl, let me tell you. Let me
No.
tell you. I over the weekend, right? Because I be thinking it comes on Sunday when it comes on Friday. So over the weekend, I got all cozied up in the bed before I was going to start my
Me
day. And I
too.
went looking
Me
for it, and I'm
three.
like, I saw that episode already. And then I was like, oh snap, I forgot they split the season.
Mm.
And apparently last week was the last one for this half. I was so mad. I'm like, how did I not realize that? How did I miss that?
Uh, I don't like when they do this.
Mm,
Like, split it up for a week, 2 weeks,
a
maybe
month.
a month,
Right.
3 months. What
Yeah.
is wrong with you people?
Right?
That's just out of hand. But I'm going to tell you what, fingers crossed, ladies. The location where I saw the season premiere, I'm hoping they throw a series finale party, and old boy comes back to that. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Well, we'll see.
That would
So
make me
there's
sad.
that.
Yeah. So anywho,
Oh, okay, so there's episodes 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So it'll be September 6th, 13th, 20th, 27th, and then Friday, October 4th.
you said 6 is next time because I thought we saw 6 last week.
No, that was episode 5.
Mm,
Here's the thing.
okay.
It gives you all the dates, and
Yeah,
it
and
tells
because I
you.
had written that down somewhere, but this was me again looking for
Okay.
episode 6, and I kept seeing one I had already seen. So okay,
So
okay,
there's that. But since we can't talk about Power because we are at a standstill until September 6th, what we can talk about is the House of Dragons.
for
Yes.
sure, for sure. So
And no pun intended, but there's some heat in this
uh,
war.
can we just okay? So not this past weekend's episode, but the weekend before that, the whole dragon
Mm-hmm.
fight thing. That was awesome. That was awesome, right? But
Yes.
here's what's really tripping me out, and I guess this season is coming off like a setup season, if you will, to build up to whatever dragon bonanza, whatever we're gonna have. Because like this past episode, you see Damon like not even slowly losing his mind anymore, just full on losing his shit. And you see Rhaenyra, who at one, early in the show felt like she had like she possessed dragon energy where she was like, I don't give a fuck, I do what I want because I'm Rhaenyra and da 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 da. And now you see her kind of sort of second guessing herself a little bit, not really sure. And I don't want to say not really sure, but she just seems to be not possessing that same level of dominance,
Confidence.
confidence. Yeah. But then you see her son is kind of pushing his way through, trying to be like, hey, listen, I'm an heir to the throne. You can't just keep me up here like like some little baby. So it's interesting watching all these character dynamics because then too, Rhaenyra's her granddaughter, when she was talking to her grandsire, and he was like, hey, I want to make you my heir. And she was like, no, I'm of fire and blood. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, girl, okay. I'm scared of you. So again, very interesting watching all these character dynamics. You know, folks whose characters were sort of now start to kind of rise and elevate, and characters who were dominant are now starting to sort of get weird and whatnot.
I have a theory, and I
Mm-hmm.
feel like over the last couple of episodes, what we've seen is that the younger generation, these boys that we never really got to see their dominance or their
Mm-hmm.
power or their strategic, like, I don't think Rhaenyra thought that her son had it in him, but
Right.
now he's showing that he understands some of the strategy of the things that are happening, whilst Alicent and Rhaenyra are kind of caught in emotions.
Mm-hmm.
They're caught in feelings, and like Rhaenyra is really in this position of, she's still mourning the loss of her son. Her husband's going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Mm-hmm.
And, she has now learned that, Alicent wasn't aware, or if she was aware, she's trying to pretend like she didn't know that, Rhaenyra was supposed to take the crown. So I think that, Rhaenyra is stuck in all of these emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, the son is like, tap me in, Ma. I'm
Yep.
ready to roll. Like whatever needs to be done. And I feel like what's going to happen, because we're seeing it happen in King's Landing, where Aemon, I think is his name, is literally just taking the reign. Like, oh, I'm in charge now. And so if I recall the scene correctly,
Mm-hmm.
didn't he actually intentionally try to kill
Blaze
the
up his
king?
son, blaze up his brother.
Yes.
Yeah, yes he
Okay.
did. Yes he
I just wanted
did.
to make sure that I saw that correctly.
At
So,
least that's the way they shot it, because if my memory, the brother, the king, sees his brother coming and is like, "Yes." And then they cut to the brother, and he tells the dragon Dracarys, which is the command for the fire, and then the brother's like, "Ooh." And because you remember at that moment, the brother, the king, and Rhaenyra they were having their little fight, so they were like entangled in one another. So to command Dracarys in that moment meant you were going to burn the king. You were going to burn
but
the
he
king.
but he did it strategically, so it looked like, oops, my bad, you were just in the line of
Yep.
fire. I was really
Yeah.
trying to get the opposition, but oops, my
Oops.
bad. So I think he is going to take the king out.
Okay.
I think the
Okay.
king is
Wait, right there. What you just said.
Mm,
I was getting ready to comment on this though. When you just said take the king out.
mm,
So before this past episode, it appeared he had taken the king
right.
out. So in the current episode, you find out the king not only survived a direct blaze, he survived a fall from the sky and the crashing and burning of his dragon.
And the
mm,
dragon was on top of him.
And the dragon was
So
on
they're
top
trying
yeah.
to
of
figure
him.
they were trying to figure out how he's even still alive and breathing.
Hello? Yes.
And the poor Aemon, he's like,
Damn
wait
it.
a minute.
Ah!
Wait a
Yeah.
minute. First of all, because I don't even think he was going for her. I think that was his opportunity to make
To
it
take
look
him out.
like, okay,
Okay.
right.
Okay.
So yeah, he's a sneaky little something. But I'm gonna be honest, like if we're talking about, I'm Team Rhaenyra.
Mm-hmm.
I love Rhaenyra. I'm not a fan of Alicent. I feel like, and I've said that since the beginning, I felt like she got with the dad, and it was just like, girl, go
Shady
sit down.
business.
Go have a seat.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I've been Team Rhaenyra. Plus, the dragons and all that. But like now, I'm just interested to see this dynamic change, because I'm not gonna lie, I kind of think it's hot that Aemon just stepped into the throne. Like, I'm the king. Say what? So I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. That was kind of hot.
Yeah, but that it goes along with what we're saying about this younger generation stepping up to show that they're ready to be adult and do adult shit. You know, I mean, because
Right.
Aemon, Rhaenyra's son, the girls, Damon's two daughters, they're all stepping up to do what needs to be done, and they're
Right.
doing it in some cases they're doing it without permission, and in others with permission, but impressively they're getting it done. And so I
Right.
don't know, it's gonna be interesting to watch because um I just feel like this show, it's hard for me to see the fact, or to get comfortable with the fact that this is only season 2, and we saw a teenager in the first season, then become an adult halfway through the season, have children in the season, and now have adult children in the second season. It's like we jumped decades in this show.
Right.
And so, I'm kind of sitting back going, God dang, are we going to turn Rhaenyra into a grandma or a great grandma before we finish season 2? I mean, like, how far do we jump each season?
Right. Like, not only did the kids grow up, but like they're children of the children of the children.
Yeah. Right.
Like,
Yeah. I
yeah.
mean, because so you think about it, you had the king and
Right.
Rhaenyra's dad, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
you've got Rhaenyra, and then her
Right.
brother is I can't even think of how much younger than her he is. And then he had 2 kids, now he's got 1. But, to
Right.
your point, Kari, we've got all these layers of kids,
Mm-hmm.
we're doing well. Thank you for asking. So there's a lot. They are like rapid fire through this story, and I'm digging it. I'm digging it. I'm trying to keep up, but I'm digging it because, like I said, I feel like we'll get to the end of this season, and Rhaenyra's gonna be a grandma already, and it's only 2 seasons. So
A
Yep.
grandma. She's gonna be a great grandma.
it's what I'm saying. It's only
Mm-hmm.
2 seasons, but I'm here
I
for
Moving
know.
it.
too fast.
I always forget that Aemon and Aragon are her brothers. Like,
Yes.
I forget that they're related.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. Just like you can
Okay.
forget that the 2 girls are Damon's daughters.
Right?
What girls?
The girls with the white hair, the Rhaenyra's granddaughters. Those are Damon's daughters.
Oh, they are.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah.
This is
It's a
complicated.
messy family tree. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ain't it though?
Good stuff.
Ain't it though?
Good stuff.
So,
Ciao to you too. Ciao, ciao.
chow
Mm,
chow pow pow.
okay. All right. What next? Oh, wait. Can I go next? Can I go next?
Yep.
So this is leftover. I got a couple of things left over from last week. And unfortunately, I watched this a couple weeks ago, so some of the details have escaped me. But I wanted to talk about this. I saw this on Max, and it was Taylor Swift versus Scooter Braun. I did not know that there was a Taylor Swift versus Scooter Braun story, but for those of you who don't
Who the
know, I
hell
know
is
you,
Scooter Braun?
that's where I was getting ready to go. I know you all know Taylor Swift. Scooter Braun
Yeah.
is the manager
Terrible.
of managers.
Mm-hmm.
He was like Justin Bieber's manager. He's like literally the manager of managers. He initially got started in the business working with oh my God, I just drew a blank on his name. The dude who had So Def, dated Janet Jackson.
Jermaine Dupri.
Jermaine Dupri. Jermaine Dupri put him on, had him doing some work, and he and I want to say it was like promotional work type stuff. And he eventually decided he wanted to get into the business and started managing people and whatever. Well, Taylor Swift was the first artist for this production company in Nashville, and she basically was like, just randomly found out there, had a really good voice and all of that, and the company picked her up, did a multi-album deal with her, and
Mhm.
basically she blew up, and she blew up this company. And she was approaching the end of her deal and wanted to get out and leave with her writer credits and all of this stuff. And the the owner of the company, has some convoluted arrangement for how she could get out. Okay, so that's that part of it. In the meantime, also going on while all of that is going on, Taylor Swift blows up in the industry. She has that moment where she wins an award, and she was in the same category with Beyonce, and the infamous Kanye West moment where he goes up on the stage and takes the microphone and basically says, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, girl, but Beyonce should have won," and leaves her going, "Ah." Well, that becomes the beginning of this public, non-public beef between the two of them. And apparently, it kind of simmered and brewed and got bigger, even though it was like, something that happened really quick. Kanye decides he's going to do this song, and he's going to put a line or two in the song about Taylor Swift that says that, he basically, he's like, something to the effect of, he made her so big or so famous or whatever that she ought to fuck him for it. And right. Outrageous, right? No, the
Yeah.
outrageous part is he called her and said, "Hey, I'm doing this song. I'm going to put a line in it about you." He told her one of the things he was going to say, but he didn't tell her everything he was going to say. And the conversation got recorded by Kim, and when the song came out and she flipped and lost her mind, Kim was like, "Wait, hold up, girlfriend. We called you and we told you what we was going to do." So now you've got a little minor beef that blows up. Now, here's why this matters. Kanye West and Scooter Braun become besties, and Scooter Braun buys the company that Taylor Swift had been recording with, and in essence also gets her publishing. She felt like he stole it from out under her because she was negotiating with the company to buy it. So it turned into a whole big thing that she's feeling like your relationship with Kanye West is the reason you went in to buy this stuff. You then, instead of telling me, you further sell my publishing rights to somebody else. It is one of the messiest things I saw. And the way the story is told is, one episode is Taylor's version, the other episode is Scooter's version. And when you watch it, they do Taylor first. And by the end of the episode, you're like, "Oh, that bastard, he did her wrong," and da 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 da. And then you watch Scooter's version and you're like, "I don't know if it's as bad as it was made to look." Because from Scooter's version, the way he tells it, Taylor wasn't clueless about any of the things that happened. And as a matter of fact, she was smart enough to take these things and make herself even more relevant, because she played victim and superhero at the same time. So it's very, very interesting to watch, because I'm like, I'm not a Taylor Swift fan, so I wasn't really aware of all these things. But they talk about how she used her fans to basically stalk and harass Scooter Braun, to the extent that he had to plead with her and her friends to not say such things, because people were threatening him, telling him that they wish him, his wife, and their kids would die. I mean, it was
Oh Lord.
ugly. It was ugly. Ugly.
I I so I'm not a Taylor Swift fan either, but I will say I think that in situations where what does management really do? You know what I mean? But get
Mhm.
paid to facil- facilitate deals or whatever. And I understand as an artist who's had my works stolen and basically had to fight to get my own, you know what I mean, like my
Mhm.
own things that I wrote, produced, filmed in, did the whole 9 yards, and then have someone who had zero affiliation with it come in and try to finagle their way into. So I can't, I can imagine that she played victim, but I mean, she probably did what she had to do because she was trying to get back everything. Like, why would you go in? That's like me going to your house to spend the night, Casey, and then being like, oh, it's my house now.
Mhm.
You got to go. And then you having a fight to say, no, I just said you could spend the night. And I'm like, well, I got a piece of mail here. And I've been in those situations. So for me, it's like, I'm not siding with Taylor because I'm a fan. I'm just saying that, I do know that Taylor is very talented. She's written a lot of music, she's put in a lot of hard work. And, I can imagine you got to do what you got to do when you're in a situation where someone's coming to take everything you've worked for.
Yeah. And that's
So,
the, having had my own record company, I definitely sympathize with her as it related to her publishing rights. I mean, that is the money. That is the long-term money. My family had shut down the record company years ago, years and years ago, and we still get royalty checks off of publishing. So that is your long-term money. That is the money. And so from
right,
that perspective, I absolutely was like, no, girl, yes, I would fight with you. The part that I think is still cloudy about all of this is, what's the truth? Did you have an opportunity to buy, and the original company basically finessed you? Did you have an opportunity to buy, and you wanted it for cheaper than what they were asking? Or did you have that opportunity to buy and you just tried to sort of lay quiet and hope that it all worked out your way? Like, it, at the time she was trying to buy the music, she was in a position to buy it. Now, the other thing that was interesting, that I think, going to a comment that Ms. Juicy made about Taylor is crazy like a fox, one of the other elements of her contract was she, after X number of years, could re record her music. So she
right,
waited that time period. And even though she was getting ready to do something, and Scooter told her, no, 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 you can't, because you're still within that window, she waited it out and re-recorded. I think at the time of the recording, she might have done half of all the stuff that she had already recorded. And because she's Taylor Swift today, that shit sold like crazy, even to the extent that her fans were like, oh no, don't buy that old version, you buy the new version of that
yeah.
song. And so now Scooter's like, wait, hold up, wait a minute, you're not just hurting yourself when you do that, you're hurting me, because I'm getting that old money, and now you're like, your people are like, we're not going to buy the old stuff, we're only going to buy the new stuff. So
Right.
I'm telling you, this story was like, had me going, wait, I don't know.
Pick,
But
pick your enemies wisely.
this is what I'm
If you
Yep.
knew she
saying.
was playing the if you knew she was playing the game at some point, then you should have been like, all right, how can I get out of this as unscathed as
Okay,
possible?
exactly.
You
Because
know what I mean?
Facts.
when they said that she redid these songs, because first of all, no one's ever done it, and never done it successfully. Like, no one's done it, period. And she
Right.
not only did it, she did it and was more successful than when she wrote the songs and did the songs the first time. So
Right.
he took a calculated risk at even doing what he did by not negotiating. Now, again, his position is, I would have worked with her. She didn't try to work with me, but I would have worked with her had she said, again, like Ms. Juicy said, crazy like a fox, because she took a chance in re-recording the music in an effort to have control, publishing control. But where it paid off for her, again, like I said, Taylor Swift today was able to do what probably, a lot of folks would not take the risk. She took the risk at re-recording and thinking that people would buy. But when you now have, you know, international world fame and all of that, yeah, it's gonna work.
Right. Right. Well, and I again, to some degree, you're like, oh yeah, that is messed up that now they're not, you messed up the royalties, but that was his risk to take too. You took that
Mhm.
risk.
Yep.
And you didn't think that
You
she
didn't think
would
she'd
make it as
follow
big
through.
as right. You didn't think she was going to make it big and be able to recapitalize after re-recording these songs. That was the risk you took. So you can't be like, I was willing to work with her. Apparently,
Not really.
you strong-armed in the beginning thinking that she was going to buckle down, and
Yeah.
it's sad because I think what happens, I have had a long history with the music industry myself, and I've seen time and time again producers, record companies, managers taking advantage of up and
Of
coming
artists.
artists who
Yep.
don't know the
Artists. Yep.
industry. Let's talk about
Mm-hmm.
Diddy. Diddy, that's what he's famous for. He's famous
Let
for getting
dude
people.
touch one button in the studio. He's now the producer. That's
Right.
He just shows up. There are
hmm
people that talk about Diddy didn't offer a lyric,
hmm
a beat, nothing. He just
nothing.
showed up and was like, yeah, I'll co-sign that. And then now he's getting. But I mean, again, you can hate him for that, or you
Um.
can think that it's just really smart business work. Like, it sucks because to one
Mm-hmm.
degree, this is the ultimatum, and this is like my advice to everyone: read your contracts,
Every word.
Facts.
Every
every
Facts.
word.
word, and don't use an attorney that has any type of affiliation with the record company. Get your
Mhm.
own legal representation, because when they assign legal representation,
You're
they're going
screwed.
to look out for the best interest of the company. So trust and
Yep.
believe. I've seen it time and time again where these artists get into these crappy deals
hmm
and they get screwed over, and then it's too late, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you think of that specific aspect of the music industry, it is still very prevalent now. But it's a thing that's been going on for forever. I watched a show recently about George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic, and dude, he basically pimped his whole band. I mean, that band was hugely, hugely successful. They had a whole bunch of artists that spun off from them that were hugely successful. And when I watched the special, these people were like, they would travel all over the country. When the tour was over, he'd hand them $20 and was like, deuces. And the crazy part to me, the
Wow.
crazy part, they would go back out on the road with him. Why? Because they're like, well, we
Mm.
need the money. I'm like, dude, he didn't pay you the last time. Why would you go back out if you
This
didn't get
time, yeah.
paid? So
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy how folks take advantage, make millions of dollars, and then will steal from the people who helped them make the millions of dollars.
Yeah,
It's devastating. But anywho,
it is.
I just
What's
wanted to
going on in
So,
your world,
yeah,
Desiree? What you got for us?
Alone. They're on
I was gonna
season
say, what's
11
wait,
now.
I'm sorry, hold on. Carrie says, what's going on, Desiree? And Desiree's like, alone. I'm like, wait, what? You're alone, Des?
Alone.
We're
Wait,
always here
We're
for
all
you, Desi.
alone.
right. We're always here for you, Desiree.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That just timing
It's
on that
okay.
just
It was
threw
a
me.
it was a good pun. It was a
Yeah.
good pun. Okay.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Let's
So
sing for
Alone is
her.
on season 11 now. So they have people going out in Alaska, and then I think it's like a $250,000. So if they can last I think it's like 3 months.
Mm.
I'm gonna say in
In
Alaska.
Alaska.
Yeah, they can only bring 6 key items with them, I think,
Do
and
they get to
then they
pick
get
the
shipped.
items?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So it has to be like a certain, like I think they have certain rules and regulations, but
Mm-hmm.
it's really neat. Anyways, so the first episode is really good. Like everybody's starting to like build their shelters and stuff, and then because now it's not like winter time, right? But
Okay.
you know, when the -50 and the -40 set
Mm-hmm.
in,
That's
that
that's
you
why
know
I was
people
like,
are gonna
Alaska?
get,
Ooh.
yeah, people are gonna get frostbite and like lose their
Fingers and
limbs and like,
toes and
yeah, yeah, they're gonna have to call in and stuff, like call in
mm-hmm.
some medics. And yeah, so I'm excited for that part of the show. I think it's really, I really enjoy shows like that. You can embrace like living off the land, kind of,
Right, right.
and like fishing, hunting, things like that. Like I'm not I'm an angler, like I do fishing,
Mm,
but I don't
okay.
hunt or stuff like that. So I don't
Okay.
mind fishing. Yeah,
Right.
I like doing that, like doing fish fries and stuff, or like, you know,
I've honestly,
stuff like
just between me and you and the how many people who are watching? 1,236 people watching. I as a girl, I did fish. And I was a Girl Scout, so I went camping. But I never say fished while camping and then cooked it over like an open fire or whatever. But it
that. Okay.
secretly is something I've always been interested in because I from watching things like Alone or Naked and Afraid or any of those things, when
Yeah.
you watch them roast the fish over the fire and then pick at the meat, I don't know why I find that interesting, but I just do, I don't know.
There's there's some things now I'm like, mind you, I don't know if I would eat it personally. Like I've heard people talk about eating squirrel and eating stuff like that, or like natural, yeah. But
Yeah.
or like rabbit, like even rabbit, I'm kind of like, eh.
Mm.
Like you know, like they're so cute. You see them like hopping by or whatever, and I'm like,
Right.
I don't think I could kill one.
Yeah,
I
no,
just don't think
that's why I say the
I
only
could do
thing
it.
would be the fish. I would do fish for sure. Because I think there's in my mind, I'm also looking at it from the perspective of I caught it or whoever I'm with caught it and we're eating it
Right.
fresh. I think now that I'm saying this out loud, I'm wondering if there is a difference in the taste between literally fresh caught fish right there, right in that moment, versus when you're buying it in the
Store
supermarket.
bought. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. There's a
Because I
difference.
will say the times I've bought fish or any kind of meat when it was raw and cooked it the same day versus previously frozen or some version of frozen, it has a different taste and texture. So I definitely have a curiosity about eating fish that literally I got from the stream right over there and put on the fire right over there. I don't know. I
Yep.
Yeah. So, but okay. Oh, you know what I wanted to ask you? You said that it's not winter, but what is the temperature? I mean, because let us just remind people how far north Alaska is. If you recall,
So
there was the goofy little chick who was going to be vice president who said, I can see Russia from my backyard.
Oh my gosh.
So
so
it's,
yes. So on the show, like it varies, but I
mhm.
mean like when like they start the show, it's like fall. So I
Okay.
mean like not overly cold. Like I mean, there's no snow on the ground yet, so
Okay.
it's not that cold. Like, but
Hmm.
it's like building up to it.
Right.
So they're gonna build it up. Check it out. It's Alone. It's on. I think every Thursday on History Channel.
History Channel. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. So are you back, Carrie?
I'm back.
All right. What you got? Show me what you got. Show me what you got.
Presumed Innocent.
Okay.
This is the show with Jake Gyllenhaal on Apple TV, the one that you
Right,
said has been
right,
there for a while.
right.
That is apparently
Okay.
new. I
I
don't
don't.
think that one. I think that one's new.
Okay, no, I was gonna say and again, I didn't go back to check what I saw. I just know what you were describing sounded so familiar. But go on ahead, girl.
So today he got called to the stand. Now, wait a minute. The last episode, last week, his lawyer, ended up having a heart attack and was pulled out of the courtroom and taken to the hospital. So there was that last week. This week, he's okay. He survived. But, you know, Jake Gyllenhaal's character is left to defend himself, and they end up calling him to the stand. So he's now having to testify, and they're basically proving that he has violent tendencies. And so, to give you a little backstory, he's on trial for taking the life of his lover. He's married, and this was his coworker, and they were having an affair. I think there's more to the prosecutor wanting to prosecute Jake Gyllenhaal's character. I think they were both in love with her, and he was upset that she chose Jake Gyllenhaal. That's what I'm seeing, and I think he's more involved than what they haven't disclosed that. Like, they've gotten all these, like, could be this person, could be that person, could have even been the son, could have been the ex-husband. So that's where we're at now, is like, it could have been anybody.
Okay. So real quick, I just looked it up real quick to see Apple is showing it as 2024. So it, definitely, as you said, Carrie, it's new. But I kid you not, I watched a story, and if it wasn't Apple, it was Max. I watched a movie, a series, a something where what you were describing about the son might have been involved in this um, murder or what have you, and because the son somehow showed up in the area where it took place. I literally saw something else with that same scenario where married husband messing around with this woman, the woman gets pregnant, the son is aware that his father is having this affair, and um, sneaks out and whatever. So it just, it's just so super similar to this other story, and I'm gonna figure
It,
out what the other program is so that
I hope so.
yeah,
Because somebody, I mean, it's too similar. Like,
yeah.
did they jack this story from someone else?
Or is it a story that just keeps getting retold in some version? I mean, because
Right,
that
right.
that detail is too identical. It's just too identical to this other story.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's getting juicy.
Okay.
I am eager to find out who's actually responsible, because, I mean, it still could be him. They haven't really proven that it's not him.
And how
But
many
I love
episodes?
stories
5
like
episodes.
that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have
5
to try
episodes in.
to. I'm gonna have to try to watch it and see if I can catch up. And between now and next week, I'm gonna desperately try to figure out what was the name of this other
That would be
show.
fantastic.
Yeah, because then we can have maybe compare whether or not it's the same story or just a similarly told story.
Right, right. What
So
else do you have on your agenda, Casey, since you said you had some things left over?
so on Netflix is a program called Sprint, and it is about the basically the best sprinters in the world. I had to think about if it was just the US, but it's about the best sprinters in the world. And sprinting is like the gold of the Summer Olympics. Everybody, like it is the thing, like the hottest ticket, as they say, the sprinting events, track and field in general, but it's specifically the sprinting that draws people in. And so they tell the story of all of these folks who are like the fastest in the world, and how some of the competition is so stiff that people are breaking world records days apart from one another. There are some women who have been sprinting for years and have gone to 3 and 4 Olympics, and they're still out here running, while you've got these young, new young folks, young ladies, young girls, however, whatever you're not offended by, and they're out here trying to get their mental game together, to, you know, basically win gold at the Olympics, or to even get on the Olympic team. And even
Right.
the men, they have this one guy it's this Italian guy. He is supposed to be the fastest in the world, but since winning that title, he has not raced, or has not raced well. And so all of these guys who are coming up behind him trying to, get the title, they're like, dude doesn't even show up. Did he deserve it when he got it at the time? And you see all of them, like the goal now is to like break Usain Bolt's world record. And it's really fascinating because, again, like I said, sprinting is like the highlight of track and field, but it's so super competitive, in the background. And some of the talent, like there's this one dude, I don't remember anybody's name, so y'all forgive me, but there's this one dude who was like a freaking rock star off the field. When he's out and about, he's, all kinds of crazy dressed up and all kinds of wild outfits. His fingernails are always done. He literally is a spectacle. If he goes to an event, he has people who walk ahead of him so that he can be filmed walking, and it is insane. But it was super, super interesting to watch the psychological effects of losing. Um, Seeing the background stories on some of these people. I mean, I'm a huge track and field fan, because I ran track in high school, and I ran the 200 and the 4x100. And it was, for as much as I wanted to do other things, I think the only other thing I did was javelin, and that was just because they needed someone to throw the javelin. But the 200 and the 4x100, I was so in love, so in love. And those were the 200 and the 100 were the specific events that they were talking about. It is very, very fascinating to see them train, to see their mental, how it affects them when they lose, how it affects them when people talk about them, um, and just rivalries between these people, and the trash they talk about one another. Really fascinating. So the first set of episodes take you up to, um, folks getting picked to go to the Olympics. There's another set of episodes that are supposed to be coming that I think are during that period closer to the Olympics, and or in the Olympics or what have you. But it's really very fascinating, and I quiet as it's kept, I really love these sports, documentaries, because there's another one on there that I'm going to watch called Receiver, and it's a
Oh, I saw that.
yeah. So I'm really very, very fascinated by them. But it's, even if you're not a fan of track and field, the stories are very, very interesting. Because speaking of sports, the one that just came out that I'm dying to watch, and we're gonna talk about it next week, is about Simone Biles, and I'm
Ah,
really,
I've
really,
seen that too. I was just gonna
yeah,
bring that up, Casey. So
yeah, I'm really
I'm gonna try
interested
and
in
watch
watching
it too.
that. Yeah.
Hmm.
Because she and I recently watched her at the Olympic trials, and I mean, you would never know she had a moment where her mental was not all there, because she was effing amazing, 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 amazing. And so I'm looking forward to watching her story, but I'm really looking forward to seeing her, go for the goal, and see whether or not she can pull it off.
True.
It is interesting.
Yep.
What else do you got, Desiree?
I'm gonna go with something I want to watch,
Okay.
but I haven't watched yet. is, well, there's Tulsa. I want to watch that. I'm gonna like get caught
Mhm.
up with that this week. I think that's been out for a while, right?
Yeah.
I
What's
think there was like
Tulsa?
6 episodes or something.
Sylvester
Yeah,
Stallone.
Tulsa King.
Oh, Tulsa
Yeah,
King.
Tulsa
Yeah,
King.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
good, Des. It's real good.
really good.
So we're gonna watch that, and then maybe some other stuff. There's like the what is it? Big Vape, the rise and fall of Jewel.
Jewel. Yeah.
Yeah. There's
Jewel.
that. That's on. That's another like series, I guess, web
Mm-hmm.
series. I don't know what else I want to see really. I've seen like a lot of like cartoony
Oh my
shows like
God.
being released lately.
Yeah. I saw that too. There was one moment on Netflix, where they do their top 10. It seemed like half the list, at least half the list
Was
was
anime.
yes. I was like, am I missing
I thought
something
it was
here?
just me. I thought it was
Nah.
just my algorithm, and I was like, wait a minute. I
Mm.
don't even watch anime.
Exactly. I do not watch animated stuff. And I'm like, why is there so much of this on here? And I thought, well, maybe it's adult related. Nope. It's adult cartoons, it's children's cartoons. I'm like, okay, I don't understand. I don't understand. Why are y'all showing me this?
I need to
And did we
contact
talk?
customer service. Go ahead.
Did
Go
we
ahead, Desiree.
did we talk about Stranger Things?
Oh my
Lately?
God.
Oh.
Yeah, let's talk about it. The last
I was
couple
gonna
minutes.
say, wait. Here's what's funny, y'all. We were having technical difficulties early before we came on in trying to post up a video from Stranger Things for you. I don't know how we managed to not talk about it, but let's do
At
it.
all.
Let's do it. And Kari, since you were the one, was that you that brought that video up in our
Yeah.
chat?
Yeah.
Okay, so lead off, Kari.
So I was perusing the internet like I do because I'm nosy and always looking for content for BoobTube. And as I was scrolling through TikTok, there was the advertisement for the next season of Stranger Things, which I love that show for a variety of reasons. But most importantly, because it was set in the 80s, which is, that's my time period. And I just really love the characters. I like the actors that play them, and I love that they keep the same actors. And I was really unsure whether Millie Bobby,
Mm-hmm.
whatever her name is,
Mm-hmm.
because I thought she had said she wasn't going to do Stranger Things anymore, that,
Mm-hmm.
she was moving on to other roles. But when they showed this uh,
The promo.
Trailer.
advertisement, the promo, it
Yep.
showed that she was in it. So I'm really excited. This is supposed to be the best season ever. And so yeah, stay on the lookout for when the new season of Stranger Things will be released. But they are filming season 5,
Didn't they
and
say that it was the final season?
Yep.
yep,
Okay. Now, here's something strange about Stranger Things. It's not really strange. I just wanted to say that. But
right,
it is actually filmed, I don't I believe all of it is filmed down here in the Atlanta area where I'm
it
at.
is.
Ooh,
And
Yep.
nice.
some of it is filmed not too far from where I live.
Oh, maybe you should
Yeah.
Wow.
show up on set.
Oh, I
Be like,
because something something the viewers may not know. If you are in proximity to say something that's filming locally, you may sometimes see these weird signs with like abbreviations that seem to make absolutely no sense. Those are like markers for folks who are um, going to like an off-site set, a non-studio set, and there will be moments here in where I live where they are everywhere, everywhere. And so the Stranger Things, there was one time when they were filming where like it didn't matter where I was at in my neighborhood, that seemed to be these signs leading to different places. So Yeah. If you happen to know that there are things that film regularly out in anywhere near you, be on the lookout for the weird signs. They'll be like at street corners and stuff. And like I said, it'll be a combination of letters that you're like, I don't know what the hell that's supposed to mean. What does that mean? That's not a real,
Yeah.
not a real sign.
We need the X-Files music now. It's like
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's exactly what we need.
But yeah, and if I come across any of them, I'll take a picture so you can see. Because like I said, it doesn't make any sense, but it'll only make sense if you're on your
Part of
way
the
to
cast.
on your way to
Yeah.
location. So
Well, I can tell you what does make sense. What makes sense is that you guys get yourselves prepared, because what do we have coming up next? We have EXXXOTICA, New Jersey, October 25th to the 27th in Edison, New Jersey, December 6th through the 8th in Washington, D.C. Go to EXXXOTICAexpo.com, and ladies, sign up for Ladies Free Friday.
and next,
Smoke weed every day.
September 13th through the 15th, 2024 is the 420 Expo, also in Edison, New Jersey. You can go to the 420 Expos on social media. Give us a follow. We'd love to have you following us. And you can go to 420expo.com to get your tickets, get exhibitor information, or just see who's going to be appearing live at the show. They always have amazing 420
lineups.
Yeah, lineups. The lineups are awesome. So get your tickets now. We will see you there at the 420 Expo, September 13th through the 15th, 2024.
yes, and
You can always follow us on social media, and our pink boxes have just that in there. Also, make sure you give this YouTube channel a subscribe, follow, like, share, comment, do all those things. If you're watching us on Twitter or any of the other social media networks, give them a thumbs up. Let them know how much you love BoobTube. Matter of fact, hashtag I love BoobTube. We want to see that all over social media. We are here every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we will see you guys next week, same time, same bat channel. Back to you, Casey.
Deuces, y'all.